Hello, my name is Chang, and I am an intern at Alpha Art Gallery interviewing Carol for the NBAS All Media Artist Show. So could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Carol Radsprecher. I'm a Brooklyn-born and continuing Brooklyn artist with a studio in Manhattan, but I haven't been able to get to that because of the pandemic, because I'm trying not to take the public transportation unless I have to. And I do most of my recent work I do on my computer anyway, and so I can do that at home.
Right. What do you think your role is in society as an artist?
Well, I mean, that's such a complicated, a question that has, to me, very many complicated answers.
Mm-hmm.
Now in a very political time, my work is not particularly political, although I have gone on marches, all of that before the pandemic. And to be honest, extremely happy that we're going to have a different president. But that being said, I think for me, my work has always been primarily to just to connect with other people, but to first make images that are interesting and maybe a little provocative, sometimes not necessarily intentionally, but that's how they come out of me. And I think every artist has different roles based on their work and who they are and what they choose to do. And getting back to the political art, I actually, being fairly pessimistic, don't believe that the kind of art, not unlike film maybe, and sometimes even books, a lot of art does not have much an effect or on politics, especially on removing dictators or really bad people, to quote Trump with his favorite phrase. I hope it's all right to be somewhat political on this. So that's, so my role is, and it's changed over the years, is to basically see what I'm thinking and feeling and how it's expressed throughout my work.
Right.
And to connect with other artists and other people in general.
So do you have a moment in your career that you're most proud of or most doubtful of yourself?
Well, I guess it's either one or the other.
You could say both or choose one.
Most proud, I've been in several solo shows, actual shows out in the world. And my favorite was one which wasn't a solo, but it was a small group show of work oh God, I have to remember the name, in University of Rhode Island, I forget the name where it is, and it was called, I forget the name of the show, I'm sorry. So it was a great show. I had a friend who was also in it, just by accident. So that was one of my proudest moments. And one of my most difficult was during my MFA program 3 years, especially in the beginning. So those years were not fun.
Mm-hmm. How do you choose the subject of your paintings?
Well, actually, the work I'll be showing at the Alpha show are not paintings. They're prints that I drew and colored with a mouse in an old Photoshop program, which I taught myself years ago. I haven't been painting recently mostly because of COVID, but not only. And I choose them. I always, even though in graduate school the focus was on abstract art, but I always fought the desire that I had to do figurative work. And now years ago, I stopped fighting that. Mm-hmm. So, and my images come, I basically start without plans usually. They're spontaneous, but and I start with a line or some ideas that I usually distort representation of the female figure. And so, and they come out of my memories, my childhood memories, Sometimes they're not clear to me. It's not clear to me until I've done the work, where they're from, what the genesis is. And it's mostly, I just work with, and I love color, of course, so I have sort of a memory bank, as most people do, I guess, of images, or sometimes I go off another image that I've done or another print that I've done, and I develop it in a different way.
So as you've grown as an artist, are there other artist concepts that you are inspired by?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say concepts so much. I'm inspired by a lot of artists. I love Elizabeth Murray's work, William Kentridge, Kerry James Washington. I mean, I prepared this. I try to remember the artists who mean the most to me. Max Beckman is one of my #1 people. Polka, not Gerhard Richter, whatever Polka's first name is, Jim Nutt, Susan Rothenberg, people like that. And I mostly figurative artists, but there are several or many abstract or more abstract artists. And among them are my friends, some of my close artist friends. Salvio Joan Mellon, and many other close friends who, and it's more they're forging ahead and doing what they needed to do, what they wanted to do, not thinking of the audience, a potential audience or buyers. That's the way all of their work comes across. So it's more, it's and all the history of figurative art in the world. Although I'm really so aware of, I don't refer to it consciously.
Okay. So apart from the beautiful work that you are going to show at the gallery, is there any upcoming work that you are very excited about?
Nothing in terms of showing. I'll have some work published in one upcoming publication, and probably, and I've had over the years, I've had many images published, and now because of the COVID situation, it's even better to do it this way, to publish. But no particular show. I mean, I'm always sending out. I'm always responding to appropriate calls for entries.
Right. Okay.
NIFA is the one. I mean, NIFA Alpha is the one.
Yeah. Okay. I think that those are all the questions.
Great.
Yeah. So
all right.
Thank you so much.